Tyler1 is the biggest streamer on Twitch. Not in terms of view count, he's like top 10 maybe, but in sheer massiveness, okay? This guy's 7 foot tall, and he's built like a Roblox Slender. Now you might be asking, who could not like Mr. Potato Head himself? Well, apparently a bunch of people. I recently came across this article which portrays Tyler1's life as really depressing, and the comments made by some people just showed how disconnected the older generation is from what the newer generation does. Some of the comments people made are like, Tyler, you're only going to be young once. Take the money and go have a real life before you miss the chance. Now, if you don't know what Tyler does, he streams games all day, particularly League of Legends, which I will admit, not the best choice. But it is his choice nonetheless. There seems to be a disconnect in this time where people seem to think that streamers only exist to make money, right? Like, why are you making videos? Money, of course. That's the only reason my puny brain can come up with. Enjoying what you do? Impossible. Enjoyment is only the singular value that I prescribe it, right? Enjoyment is going outside, going to parties, moving to Hollywood, skydiving, you know? You telling me you sit at home and enjoy yourself? Don't make me laugh, kid. Most of us watching streamers and YouTubers, we kind of like intrinsically understand this stuff because we either find it entertaining or understand why it could be entertaining. But the thing with the older generation is they've kind of been left behind. They've been thrust into this world where nothing makes sense to them. Tyler1 is playing this one random game that they don't even know about and has a live audience of like 20 to 30,000 people each stream. He has a YouTube channel with 3 million subs, which they don't even know what it means. It's just so baffling to them, and they respond in the most toxic manner possible. So this all started when the Washington Post did an interview with Tyler1, and they wrote an article about it, but they kind of over-sensationalized it to hell. So it's called Up All Night with a Twitch Millionaire, the loneliness and rage of the internet's new rock stars. 10 hours a day, streamers are broadcasting lives of obsession and wealth for an unforgiving crowd. How long can any of them last? So just from the title, you know there's something wrong. It's kind of like he's in this perpetual Mr. Beast challenge where he's just trying to last as long as he can. Could it be that he actually enjoys getting up every day and playing the one game that he likes? Does he enjoy having an audience that loves him and shows up every day? They all seem to think that this guy's just like an idiot millionaire who's just sold his soul for money. And as someone who's watched Tyler1, I can tell you that's the complete opposite of what's happening. The whole thing is written like a movie, like just before midnight, 6 hours into his 10-hour Twitch live stream, Tyler's rage begins to erupt. He just scarfed down a dinner of cold chicken fingers over the sink during a 3-minute ad break and raced back to his computer where he's playing the battle arena game League of Legends as 28,000 people watch. One thing I will give them is that this article is extremely entertaining, however wrong it portrays Tyler. His face is broadcast onto the screen alongside convulsions of neon warfare and a raucous chat box overflowing with 280 messages a minute. An anonymous audience is demanding his attention and unloading on him for every mistake. He has 4 hours of on-camera time to go, and they've somehow made it into a death game. Oh my god, Tyler1 is suffocating beneath the quicksand. He can barely breathe. The Twitch chatter is calling him a noob at League of Legends. I don't think Tyler can take anymore, guys. Will he last 4 more hours sitting down in this chair? They somehow sensationalized the Twitch chat. 280 messages a minute. Okay, dude, it's Twitch chat. Calm down. It's going to be a terrible day, he tells a Washington Post reporter before turning back to his screen to read one chat message out aloud. Does League make y'all depressed? Yeah, it does. Okay, so I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding here. So League of Legends has a very bad reputation as a game. It's still one of the most popular and loved games in the world, and like half of you probably play it as well, but it is insanely frustrating to almost everyone who's played it. We all claim to hate it and love it at the same time. Everyone who plays League will be like, it makes me depressed, but also I love the game and I can't quit. I don't think he's actually saying that he's clinically very depressed over here. At 26 years old, Tyler is a millionaire and one of the internet's most popular streamers. For 50 hours a week, he broadcasts himself playing video games from his cramped living room. He earns a bunch of money from sponsors, donations, merchandise, all of that. But here's the part where it's kind of blurry as to if they understood what's going on. But the punishing need to stay relevant in a super saturated market is also fueling severe burnout. After 5 years of building an aggressive persona from an audience of mostly young men, Tyler is exhausted by the expectations of an unforgiving crowd. Okay, so Tyler sticks to League because he likes the game a lot, and he's incredibly good at it, and he's probably a bit addicted. But he's definitely not the guy trying to stay relevant. Okay, so one of the confusing things I read is they go on to say how much money he makes, like millions and millions of dollars, and then immediately they say, but as a gig worker for a media empire, even a successful streamer like Tyler has a livelihood that's inherently unstable, without insurance, unions, sick days, retirement funds, or hope for a sustainable career. This can probably be attributed to the average influencer, but for someone like Tyler who could retire any day of the week, I don't know if they're blind to the own numbers they just mentioned there, which is a fraction of what he actually has. But to say that he doesn't have a sustainable career at this point is completely delusional. So in general, people reading the Washington Post are pretty much all boomers. So if you look at the comments of the article, you get stuff like this. 50 hours a week, he broadcasts himself playing video games. How could anyone possibly have so little value in their life that they'd watch someone else playing games like this? I'm reminded of the Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show, where people watching someone else live. The pathetic aspects of this are stunning. I mean, they're not even making fun of Tyler, they're making fun of us, like people who actually watch any sort of influencers. A few adjectives come to mind about this guy and his career: sad, vapid, pathetic, and unoriginal. Yet losers worse off than he spend hours watching him? Wow, the future of America. China is and will be eating our lunch for decades to come at this rate. You know they're a boomer when they just randomly bring up China in a conversation about a streamer. Love how career is in quotation marks, as if it's not like a path that people can take. No pity parties for a guy that makes well over $1 million a year. If he wants advice, it's simple. Create a well-managed index fund with most of your money. Hold off on wasting money on 170k cars for a bit, and set up a plan to retire as soon as possible, as you are obviously miserable in your job. Figure out how much money you need a year, take that number, multiply by 25, blah, 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 blah. Or if you like fast cars, then keep doing this miserable job. Yeah, playing my favorite game 10 hours a day with a loving community, being completely and fully satisfied and waking up happy to do my job, sounds miserable, dude. If I had to sum up the boomer mentality in one comment, it would be this one: take the money and run. That's the only one thing that makes sense to these people. Money, money, money. Everything else is complete hogwash, dude. Passion, excitement, fulfillment, relationships, just nothing exists. Oh my god, Tyler, you made so much money. Just take it and run. Why are you doing this? Why are you playing for 10 hours a day? Just run, dude. Did you think for once that he enjoys what he does, dude? Unreal. I know this was about Tyler, but it did hit close to home. I wanted to talk about it.